We'd been at the...
This week on Sea Sondering, we finally make it to the Bahamas. Come with us. Snorkeling, fishing, and even some sailing. I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Michelle,
Together with our best friends, we're sailing the world on our boat, the Belafonte.
proving that ordinary people can do extraordinary things.
This is Sea Sondering.
Thanks to our lovely friends of Calliope. We'll do this a little quicker than the old foot pump.
What's this pump for?
We're blowing up fingers.
So we had to leave Fort Pierce by a certain date to make it to Nassau because we had flights out for Christmas. So time was ticking and we had a lot of junk on the dock and we had just finished installing our auto helm.
Baby's first splash.
I've never seen so much hair in a bilge. 5 girls, 1 boat! 1 ball of hair.
Boat work never really ends, so it's pretty easy to get caught up wanting everything tickety-boo. But at the end of the day, you gotta just chuck the lines and go. There's things that can wait and there's things that need to be done, but you just gotta go.
their faces as we cast off, and our boat was clean and all the junk and yard sale stuff that we had been scattering around the dock for days was packed away, and the boat just looked beautiful, and they were all flabbergasted.
Someone asked me, have you looked at the weather? I said, no, I looked at the date, and the date says we have to leave. The wind blows for the Belafonte. We're motoring out, we're leaving.
Bahamas, here we come!
Bahamas, here we come.
Checking the weather.
Checking the weather. Already left.
We finally set sail, threw the dock lines off, 2:30 on the dot, exactly at slack tide. Once we got out of Fort Pierce, it was open ocean, and we went down the coast until West Palm and then crossed the Gulf Stream at night. It was full of shipping containers and tankers that we had to watch for all night.
The best and possibly hardest part of sailing is experiencing things that you cannot film, you cannot photograph, and you cannot explain to other people unless they've done it. We were sailing through the night and we had oil slick calm waters, we had shooting stars raining down above us, and we had phosphorescence coming off the boat, and it was uncapturable and one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had.
After a full overnight and 16 hours at sea, we arrived in the Bahamas at the West End in Grand Ole Bay, Bahama. We snuck into the pool there, took a shower in the pool, checked in for customs quick, turned around, went back out to sea, and headed off to the Berry Islands for our anchorage for the night. We just left Grand Bahama Island in the West End, and we are on our way to the Berries.
How long is it gonna take?
16 hours? Yeah, we just came off of a 20-hour trip from Fort Pierce, and we had a nice little time at the pool, so recharged, ready to go. It's racing speed right there. We're racing.
We're racing.
Can you catch us a fish?
Welcome to Real Fishing with Bob Azumi. On the way over, we did a little bit of fishing and managed to get lucky.
Fish on, Ellie's pants are down.
got us a jack and immediately called a friend to see if we could eat it. And we could not, so we released it and he went off happy. Used our phone a friend to identify said fish. We said, "Can you eat it?" He said, "You can eat it, but you won't like it." So we put it back.
So we threw it back. Okay. Well, we did catch a fish.
We got a fish. That's the first step.
Kevin's on the line. We'll catch Kevin. That's a barracuda.
That's a barracuda.
Ah.
And then we caught a barracuda. So it was a pretty good day for the Belafonte, the fishing department. But we just need to work on our fish identification and we'll be living large.
We arrived at our anchorage in the middle of the night, and Tanner and I learned how to set the anchor for the first time in complete darkness. And then Joss and I dove down and checked the anchor, which I've never done before, and that was amazing. There we go. This looks like a crime
We're checking the
scene.
anchor. This is our first time anchoring for many years. We're going to dive it. It is the nighttime. I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to anyway, so. And we'll climb out of the water with the homemade ladder that hopefully works.
We woke up the next morning to this beautiful blue water, crystal clear, and headed over to the beach on our dinghy and went spearfishing and snorkeling around. Hey, what can we eat down here? Hey, do you live here? There's a shotgun in their boat.
Our problem with fishing is that we don't know what fish we can eat. So we're down there and we're trying to spearfish, but we don't know which fish to kill because we don't know what we're allowed to eat and what's gonna make us sick. So we need a fishing chart or like a fishing guide to help us figure that out. We saw a shark.
Joss and I saw a reef shark, and I basically used her as a human shield from it and clung to her back like a little baby. It was just everything I hoped for coming on this trip and being in the Bahamas. Maximum 3 persons in the dinghy, or 1,000 pounds, which we almost fit. And then we went over to the blue hole and went swimming in that and cliff jumping, and it was just a red letter day.
So we got the number of a guy with a slip from a friend in Nassau to leave the boat over Christmas, and we pulled in through the Bahamian Defense Force and then into these janky little limestone canals that were very shallow, and it was tight.
marina hookup from a friend who knows a guy who knows a guy. We're getting very worried as we motor like into a swampy area of Nassau. But the price is right. The price is right. And it's very sketchy. It was a little unsuspecting at first, but it's pretty awesome here. We're pretty much in the swamp of Nassau, so we feel like we're at home. And everyone here is really great and really nice. Don't know till you go. Who's next? Okay, good. Next week on Sea Sondering, we return to the boat with new crew, and you might even recognize them.
Honestly, one of my favorite parts the entire day was showering on the boat because it was just so ridiculous. Like, we were using the spray bottle that we use for the dishes to spray ourselves down so that we didn't use too much fresh water, and then we would suds up, and then we had 1 liter of water for our shower, and we were just laughing so hard at all of it, and it just was so different from normal life, and I loved that.